My name is Liz Partsch.
And I am Paul Rowley.
And welcome to Farm and Dairy's Weekly Rundown.
We will be giving you a rundown of all of the news this week. And there was news.
So yes.
Yes.
Yeah, lots
Indeed.
of news
Yes.
every week.
Yes.
Well, would you like to kick us off?
If you would like, sure. Well, just a small little brief here for all of our listeners and viewers who are in the Ohio H2 Ohio program. So farmers in 14 counties that are belonging to the Western Lake Erie Basin are now eligible to enroll in Governor Mike DeWine's H2 Ohio initiative, beginning today, as a matter of fact, September 15th. So I'm going to name off the counties where producers are now eligible to enroll or re-enroll their acreage into all of the H2 Ohio goodness. So all of the best management practices that contribute towards improving water quality. So those counties today are Allen. I'm not going to pronounce this one correctly. Auglaize, I think. Defiance, Fulton, Hancock, Hardin, Henry, Lucas, Mercer, Paulding, Putnam, Van Wert, Williams, and Wood counties. Step right up, everyone. You can now enroll yourselves in H2 Ohio. So farmers must have an up-to-date soil test and having developed an approved voluntary nutrient management plan to enroll into other best management practices being offered in 2026 and 2027. Available best management practices include overwintering cover. You've got subsurface phosphorus placement. You've got manure incorporation and utilization. All these fun things to help keep our water, healthier and our lake harmful algal bloom free. To apply, farmers should contact their local soil and water conservation district and provide up-to-date soil tests. Producers who enroll will receive the following. Here is your door prize. Support to develop and implement voluntary nutrient management plans, which encourage better utilization of applied nutrients. To date, these are some fun facts, more than 3,200 producers in Ohio have enrolled 2.2 million acres.
Million. Wow, that's a lot.
I know. In H2 Ohio across the state. In previous enrollments, producers in the 14-county project enrolled about 1.2 million acres, or more than 46% of cropland acreage in the area, which is kind of cool. H2 Ohio's agricultural program, for those who are not in the know, focuses on incentivizing farmers to implement these proven best management practices to prevent nutrient runoff and improve water quality. So it's a cool thing that I've gotten to write a lot about since being at Farm and Dairy. So if you are a farmer and you would like some incentives to do some good things for your land and water, start right up, because H2 Ohio might have your back.
Yeah.
Over to you, Liz.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Exciting stuff happening over there.
Oh, yeah, indeed.
Well, this week I wrote about the Asian longhorned tick again.
My goodness.
Yep, because
She's back.
that arachnid is here to stay. Yeah, right? So currently the tick has been found in 21 Ohio counties.
No, that's too many.
Yeah, right? But Ohio's University is on a mission to combat this tick with its newly opened Buckeye Tick Test Lab.
Oh, nice.
Yes, and that's a place where landowners can submit ticks for testing.
Okay.
This testing could be used to determine the tick's species or pathogens it is carrying. And the Asian longhorned tick is very dangerous, particularly to cattle, because it carries a specific pathogen called Theileria orientalis.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes, and it can cause high heart and respiratory rates, stillbirths, and abortions in females.
Oh, wow.
And in some cases, even death.
Oh.
Yeah, that's really just part of the reason why OSU opened up its Buckeye Tick Test Lab, which can be used by anyone, and even those outside of Ohio, and can determine any species of ticks. It doesn't just have to be the Asian longhorned tick.
Cool.
The university is also working on other research on the Asian longhorned tick's life cycles. They just want to learn more about it, to combat the tick, and this includes on-farm research and a panel of cattlemen. So to learn more about the Asian longhorn tick and OSU's research efforts, everyone can visit farmandDairy.com and read the full story, where you can get a picture of, really just what this ag powerhouse university is doing to kind of combat this really real problem.
Yeah.
So
I'm glad someone's doing something, because these ticks are out of control. I hate ticks.
Yeah, just like a side note, this morning I was listening to a podcast. It's called Inside Appalachia.
Oh.
Highly recommend, really enjoying it.
Yeah.
It's mostly focused on West Virginia and Virginia.
Nice.
But it was interviewing this lady in Kentucky who actually has alpha-gal syndrome.
Oh, interesting.
And like officials first were like, no, you don't have it.
Right. Oh.
Until she got a test. And she was like, I knew. Because like she can't even eat dairy.
Oh,
like
wow.
any animal products because like alpha-gal, I guess, like is in those products.
Yeah.
So it like every time she eats like that, her body has this like immune response.
Oh my goodness.
Anyways, yeah, that was like wild.
Yeah, that's devastating.
Right. And yeah, imagine like if I couldn't eat ice cream.
Oh, I know.
Oh my God.
It's over.
Like I exactly. Just like I'm over.
Yeah,
I'm done.
It's done. Yeah.
Anyways, that was
grave.
literally just kill me. Like I can't eat dairy.
No.
But yeah, that was just a little side note.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to you, Paul, I guess. What do you got for us?
Well, I have actually a very fun story that's in our auction section this week, actually. So readers will find some news that the Cincinnati Museum Center has recently added hundreds of new fossils to its already massive collection, which is currently one of the largest in the country, apparently, which is very exciting for them. So these fossils were uncovered during a 7-week little field session in the sun-scorched hills of Montana. And it was led by a museum partner called the Elevation Science Institute. So picture this. I'm going to set the scene for you, Liz. So you have over 150 volunteers, some as young as 12 years old, working alongside professional paleontologists, wielding shovels, pickaxes, jackhammers, and then like the brushes as well to uncover the fossils. So these teams carefully exposed and extracted these bones of long extinct giants, including sauropods, Allosaurus, and even tiny microfossils that could fit into the palm of your hand. So they came away with like, treasure trove of fossils.
That's so cool.
I know. The process to retrieve the fossils, of course, was pretty meticulous, as you might imagine. But this is really fun, these little details. So the fossils that were identified and discovered were first wrapped in toilet paper, which just kind of reminds me of like that TikTok sound. Everybody's so creative.
Yeah,
Remember that one?
Yeah, right.
I did not imagine toilet paper was used in paleontology, but apparently it is. And then also in tinfoil, and then encased in like a protective jacket of burlap and plaster. And then some of these fossils actually weighed hundreds of pounds, and all were carefully carried up hills and loaded into flatbed trailers for the long trip back to Cincinnati. A portion of these fossils actually also went to the Montana Natural History Center before making their way to Ohio. So they've been kind of on the road for a while, but I'm sure they're very, very interesting. At the Museum of Natural History and Science, these fossils will undergo further preparation in the Paleo Lab, where visitors can actually like watch the scientists working on them and kind of like, kind of uncovering the secrets of these bones, which sounds very like, clandestine, but very cool. That are millions of years old. All of these fossils are just old, much how I feel old, and was just thrilled when someone the other day said that they thought I was like under 25. It was the best thing that's happened to me all year. Those serums are working, people. Use your serums, okay? Don't be a fossil like myself. This new edition of the fossils, back to the fossils, builds on a collection that dates all the way back to 1818, founded by Cincinnati physician Daniel Drake. Today, the Cincinnati Museum's vertebrate paleontology collection boasts over 30,000 fossilized bones, teeth, eggs, footprints, and even fossilized dung. So fun, love that. Highlights include a fully articulated Torvosaurus in Dinosaur Hall and Ice Age fossils like a mastodon in the Ice Age Gallery.
Mastodon.
So, yeah.
Wow.
Very, very
that
cool.
sounds like a very wow.
Yeah.
I don't know, very beefy dinosaur.
Yes, I think it was.
Mastodon.
Yeah. Or like a
Yeah.
prehistoric elephant. I don't know,
Cool.
maybe. But anyway, to find out more about that, definitely check out the article in the auction section of the paper this week.
Yeah. Awesome. That's some fun stuff.
I know.
Well, this week, I wrote about another animal disease
Oh, no.
that is ravaging Southeast Ohio currently,
Oh.
and that is EHD,
Oh.
also known as epizootic hemorrhagic disease.
Try saying that one
in
3
deer.
times fast.
Yeah, literally, epizootic hemorrhagic. That's what trips me up.
Yeah.
Disease. So yeah, it's really affecting deer right now. So far this year, EHD has killed 6,980 deer in Ohio.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and it starts in early fall, so it's not like it's had a lot of time.
Right.
But again, it's primarily in Washington, Athens, Meigs, and southern Morgan County, so it's really just in very concentrated in Southeast Ohio. So the EHD is a disease spread by infected midges that damages deer's blood vessels and causes internal hemorrhaging.
Oh.
So according to Clinton McCoy, wildlife biologist at the Ohio Department of Natural Resources Division of Wildlife, there is no way to get rid of EHD once it arrives in the state.
Oh.
And since EHD first arrived in Ohio, the number of cases has varied from year to year.
Yeah.
In 2022, ODNR confirmed the disease in 47 out of Ohio's 88 counties. And that was a record for the number of counties he had said at the time.
Wow.
While the following year, the state confirmed EHD in 0 counties. So it really varies.
Yeah.
But according to McCoy, this year is the largest outbreak ODNR has recorded to date in the state. The reason for the severe outbreak is due to the prevalence of midges, which is determined by environmental factors. So this could include, warmer spring temperatures because the midges can, breed earlier, a wet July that is more ideal conditions for them.
Okay.
And same with a dry August. Also deer, when it's a dry August, they might be looking for any available water source.
Oh.
And that basically perfectly sums up the year we've really had. I mean, we had a extremely wet July and then a drought, basically like conditions in August. So, I'm going to stop there talking about the story because honestly, I had just a great time writing this story. And obviously it's sad, but it was just so interesting.
Yeah.
The information that, McCoy had mentioned. So if you really want to learn more interesting information about this ongoing outbreak, you can visit farmanddairy.com or, find your paper. Yeah.
That's very good information. That's very scary though. That sounds like a really terrifying, deer, malady. I have to say.
Yeah, you can't stop it either.
No. Nor you'd have difficulty if you were driving my 25-year-old station wagon. You would have difficulty stopping in time from colliding with the deer, which is the experience I had recently that I just had to talk about now that we're on the subject.
Yeah, on deer, yeah.
Oh my goodness. I'm very afraid of I think my car would be very much like the Titanic, when it's scraped by the iceberg and they were like, oh yeah, it's fine. We got away with it, but it was catastrophic. Yeah. That would happen to my car. It would be like, no, it's all good. And then it would just turn over and sink into the mud or something. But yeah, everyone driving, watch out because in addition to apparently having this just catastrophic illness, maybe, hopefully not, but these deer are all over the roads. And there's the way to work this morning. They're just corpses lining the roads all the way to work today. And
of deer?
Deer, yeah. After being hit by cars. I mean,
wow.
Every 30 feet. There was
I will say, I did. So I guess when deer are infected with EHD, they get a really high fever, which means that they really just aren't afraid of humans, which is unnatural because every time you walk past a deer, they're sprinting. Yeah. They're scared as much as you may be scared, right? If you were scared of deer. But yeah, so that could actually be a likely possibility, that maybe, you might run over a deer with EHD because it's probably not aware of its surroundings.
Yeah. That's scary.
It's scary.
Please watch out for all of these kindly deer. Yeah, the one that I did encounter one very, very closely in my car. Luckily did not collide with it though. And it just looked so happy to see me. And I was like, thank goodness I didn't take you out of this world with my car. I actually have a little a fun Ohio story to share with everyone that is in our rural section, actually. So very exciting. So everyone in Ohio obviously knows that our state tree is the Buckeye because it's the Buckeye everything in Ohio. But here's a little trivia that might stump you. Did you know that the official state fruit is the pawpaw? Okay.
I actually did, but I
love your enthusiasm.
Yeah. Well, I went to school in Ohio, but anyways.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah.
As a Massachusetts native. Yeah. So I did not.
But Ohio, pawpaw, fucking love pawpaw. Freaking love pawpaws. Yeah. We're just gonna worry about that later.
In our rural section this week, here's what I'm going to tell you. So in our column, as you know, we have a continuing column, The Amazing Bees. We love the Scott Spab's column, The Amazing Bees.
I love him, yeah.
He's great. And you will actually read his column this week about the unsung pawpaw, which is so neat. Yeah.
Okay, that's exciting.
So if you've never heard of it, you're like myself, you are not alone. The pawpaw is a native tree that actually grows all across Ohio. All new information to me. Usually this tree, she's very particular. She's usually kind of tucked herself away in sort of shady ravines, creek bottoms. Like she's really out of sight, out of mind. Um, but she's a superstar. She's a superstar. It kind of apparently looks sort of like a tropical plant almost. It's got big, smooth leaves, but it's not like a palm tree. It's just Ohio through and through, you know? So here's the wild part. So pawpaws actually don't get pollinated by honeybees. Their flowers actually smell like rotting meat, apparently, which is something that sounds
Wow.
like I know. We were just talking about the Conjuring film and franchise today, and it's kind of that they always talk about that, like when they walk around the haunted houses, that it's just this permeating smell of rotten meat, which means that your house is like contaminated or
Yeah.
haunted by a demon. It also might just be the pawpaws that
Yeah. Or you could
growing in
just
the area.
have pawpaw trees growing in your
Right,
backyard.
exactly.
I guess.
Yeah,
Wow.
so it could be
So
that
spirits
demon
or
or
pawpaws.
or this tree. So flies and wasps and yellow jackets do all the heavy pollinating, all that heavy lifting instead, because they're attracted to that rancid smell. The fruit itself, though, so it's actually apparently super pleasant. Have you ever had a pawpaw before?
I actually have
Okay.
because the school I went to was Ohio University,
Yeah.
and they're very big there with
Right.
pawpaws. And actually, like when my parents would come to visit me, we'd always do hikes
Right.
in the area.
Cool.
And yeah, just like the area had so many pawpaw trees. We would
Yeah.
just go on hikes and take them off of the tree.
That's so cool.
But yeah, they taste pretty good. They're like banana mango.
Yeah.
That's usually people's description,
Yeah.
and I would say that's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
I will say the ones that I've tried weren't very good because they were like
Ah.
basically, they were like overripe, you know.
Oh, okay.
But I feel like if you got like a good like ripe one,
Yeah. That's it? Yeah.
that'd be awesome. Yeah.
So yeah, to your point, the flavor is very much sort of like a blend of a banana, a mango with some citrus in there. It's kind of all kind of, swirling around, which is very unique. And also the texture of the fruit is very soft. It's almost like custard-like,
Oh,
Scott
yum.
writes about. So it's delicious, but one of the issues with this fruit is that it spoils very quickly, which is probably why you don't see it on too many grocery store shelves, and it's kind of hard to come by because like it's here and then it's gone and you can't eat it anymore. But if you do want to taste one of these lovely pawpaw fruits, September is the time. So we are in the month that you can do this. So that's when the annual Ohio Pawpaw Festival takes place down at Lake Snowdon near Albany. So for nearly 3 decades now, fans of this funky little fruit, which was my nickname in college, has gathered for pawpaw beer, pawpaw ice cream, pawpaw merch, you name it. It's all here. It's like your hometown fair, but with pawpaws everywhere. And if you can't make the festival, then there are farms all across Ohio, including one that Scott mentions. It's called the West Valley Pawpaw Farm in Wooster, or Integration Acres in Albany, both of which grow and sell pawpaws fresh. Just be ready. They are in demand and kind of expensive because, again, for the aforementioned reasons being that they're hard to come by and, so all that. But next time you're out exploring Ohio's woods, just keep an eye out for the pawpaw tree. If you smell rotted meat, on your hikes, you might be close to one. And you might be in the position to be able to harvest some of this delicious fruit. So go have at it, you guys. Get out there and get some pawpaws.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta love the pawpaws.
Gotta love the pawpaws.
Well, Paul,
Yes.
there is one food in the world that I love a lot, and it's not pawpaws. It's actually, it's not, well, I wouldn't say it's my favorite food.
Okay.
Because I have many favorite foods.
Indeed.
But it would be a death row meal food on my plate. And that is French fries.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, right?
Honestly.
But today I'm not going to be talking about just any French fries.
Okay.
I'm going to be talking about Falkland Foods organic French fries.
Oh.
Yes, Falkland Foods was created by third-generation potato farmers Zach and Colt Troyer. And you may recognize them by their last name. The Troyer family has a very long legacy of growing potatoes in Erie County that dates back to the 1930s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, eventually the farm expanded to make potato chips in the 60s. But in 2009, they were unable to compete with the big potato chip brands, so they had to sell off the potato chip business. However, they have continued to grow potatoes. And, that didn't really stop the Troy brothers from building up the brand for themselves with organic French fries. That's kind of their new, realm.
Yeah.
But going organic through, really is just like a very lengthy process, as the USDA requires cropland to be free from prohibitive substances for 3 continuous years in order for land to really be certified organic.
Okay.
So they're currently in the process. of converting 1,500 acres of organic cropland to organic.
Wow.
Meanwhile, the brothers broke ground on their French fry factory in August 2024 and started production in spring. Most recently, they had their nationwide launch of Falkland Foods French fries on September 15th.
Wow.
So claps if we had that figured out already.
Yeah. We don't have that feature on the soundboard today.
Not yet.
Haven't figured it out.
Which is actually today, so September 15th, the day we're filming this.
Right.
You can now get French fries at Sprouts grocery markets across the county.
Nice.
And they are already, you can find their fries in Giant Eagle stores across Western Pennsylvania.
Oh.
And I didn't put this in here, but they actually come in 3 flavors: rosemary, garlic, Cajun, and Himalayan salt. Did you guess about the Cajun? Let me tell you, the Cajun.
Yeah.
Yes.
I bet that slaps.
Right?
That sounds yummy.
Gotta try the Cajun. And it's great because their fries are actually all like made with really simple ingredients. You know, when you read the back of them and you're just like, what is that?
Yeah,
right?
that's a lot,
Yeah, their stuff is fried using olive oil, and they don't have any preservatives in there except for apple cider vinegar, which is used as a natural preservative.
Yeah.
So, not to hype up the brand, but really quality product there.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah, so to read more about Falkland Foods French fries and the Troyer brothers, everyone can visit farmanddairy.com or find your local newsstand and pick up a paper.
Yeah, as you should.
Yeah. Also, would like to mention on a last note, we have several fairs in the paper this week.
Yeah.
I think we have 4. A lot of them are in Western Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So go check the paper out to see all the fair results. Lots of fun stuff happening at those fairs. You don't want to miss out.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's a great plug.
Yeah, awesome. Well, that is all the top stories we have for you this week.
Indeed it is. And to read more from our wonderful paper, please visit farmanddairy.com or find your local newsstand.
Thanks for tuning in and see you guys next week.
Bye-bye.